Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Welcome to the first episode of what I like to call martial law. As usual, Mama Kate is my initial guest, and she fell ass backwards into this one. She has no idea what's going on. Basically, what the concept is I bring two people on who have an issue with each other. Mm-hmm. I determine who is right, and then I punish the person who is wrong. And hopefully the issue isn't a personal or unfunny. I'm not on here to decide.
The problem with this scenario is you've already decided that I'm going to be punished.
Hey, I'm not the only one who decided you need to be punished.
I didn't get a chance to even state my case.
As a matter of fact, here is a clip from Kenny Bolin.
Make me name 17 fucking things that make me happy. God damn.
I wish I'd.
Well, I can't blame you for that. That's the previous guest, though, right? What was his fucking name?
It was Mama Kate. So
well, fuck her.
I should have asked you that at the beginning of the show. Could have been a whole damn episode. And if that wasn't enough, here is a clip from the episode Platergeist with Tracy Rowland and Dwayne Melman, where I got the idea for this episode. Mm-hmm. Not the concept, but this particular episode. And we'll roll that real fast.
Oh, hey, do we have to give you a question?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
How about the top 100?
No.
I like it. Let's see where this goes.
You're crazy. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, should I hit him with this?
Go.
Should I hit him with? What are their top 100 favorite Trump quotes?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Really? No.
I might bank that question and wait until I have that guest on the show and ask them that.
That are your favorites.
Okay, so clearly people are annoyed with you.
Well,
so
they should be annoyed with you.
Because you think it's so funny to have people list off a huge amount of things. What are your top 100 Trump quotes? And we will write them down.
How am I supposed to even come up with 100?
How are they supposed to come up with 25 people that inspired them?
Well, I mean, that's a personal, subjective thing. Like, I can think of 25 people, but to come up with 100 Donald Trump quotes assumes that I know 100 available quotes to quote.
Honestly, I do think it might. I really think it might be easier than the question that you asked Tracy and Dwayne to answer. I don't want to help you out, but I will. You have, it's huge.
Well, yeah,
Big league.
Yeah, I know.
Bigly.
Yeah.
China.
Grab him by the pussy.
Yes.
I need to get
We're
my
up to
Tic
5
Tacs.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still 95 to go.
Well, you think it's so damn funny.
That's like asking me to name 50 isotopes. I don't know 50 isotopes.
I like how we just skipped the whole trial part.
I know, there's no trial. I have no reason to state my case.
Nope.
Okay, I would just like to say in my defense that I am on this show every month, which means every month I got to come up with a question that is not like any other question that somebody else has asked. Anyway. He's got all the best. He builds the best bridges. He knows the best words. Well, I mean, quotes, that.
Not fun, is it?
If you ask me 100 things I hate about Donald Trump, that would be an easier question.
Wrong. See, there was an obvious one you missed.
Lock her up. And
this was the perfect punishment for you. As soon as Dwayne came up with this question, I said, no. We have to bank this one. I know who this is for. This isn't for my next guest. This is exclusively for Mama Kate. No one else gets this question.
Oh. Mexicans are bad hombres. Oh, all of the women on The Apprentice flirted with me. Consciously or unconsciously, that's to be expected. What separates the winners from the losers is how a person reacts to each new twist of fate. That doesn't seem stupid enough for that really to be a quote for him. Sometimes your best investments are the ones you don't make. Okay, it sounds like a T. Rowe Price commercial, but okay. You have to think anyway, so why not think big?
Okay, now, I'm not sure if this is allowed because Mama Kate just got in her purse and got out Donald Trump's book. That's not quite fair, but I'll allow it. Why do you carry that around with you? Just carry it everywhere.
Because I'm such a huge fan. I want to know every inner thought that he's ever had.
When you get down, you break the book out.
Yeah, I do. When I'm feeling low, I'm like, hey, what would Donnie say? What would Donnie do? He'd probably grab a pussy, eat a Tic Tac, and put on some sun bronzer. Some skin bronzer. Should I go on? I mean, I don't know how many we have.
I'll say we're up to 25.
Everything in life is luck. Show me someone without an ego, and I'll show you a loser. Okay.
Ooh, that's pretty philosophical.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, the point is that you can't be too greedy, just like Jesus taught us.
I like that one. So far, he's back on.
It's always good to be underestimated. Now, you know, with that one, I absolutely agree with that one because I went into a comedy show one time where everyone in there was convinced that I had been on HBO. So, yeah, someone there had apparently claimed that they had seen me on HBO at a stand-up special and that I was super funny. So when I went there, they thought that I was going to be... It's just, I don't want those expectations. Like... I hope nobody ever thinks like, oh, she's so funny, you gotta listen to her. No, please don't put that on me.
I did a radio show where I was introduced as nationally touring comedian Jason Marshall, and I wasn't really ready for that. And I remember just being so self-conscious, thinking, man, I hope none of my friends who are listening to this think that's something I told them to say. I don't think I was ever caught off guard as much as I was at that moment, listening to the build-up for me to be on this show.
This was from 2005. Usually if I fire somebody who's bad, I'll tell them how great they are because I don't want to hurt their feelings. Part of the beauty of me is that I am very rich. Donald Trump, 2011. I could be happy living in a studio apartment. You're not even happy living in the White House. What the fuck are you talking about? I will be so good at the military, your head will spin. Not sure which part of the military he's talking about.
The part where they're kicking out the immigrants. Yeah. It's a military operation.
And Howard Stern, he admitted, no, I'm not into anal. So that's good to know, everybody. Our president is not into anal. Thank you.
Giving or receiving.
Yes.
Just to clarify. You were flipping through that book something fierce.
I am.
Just back and forth, back and forth.
Well, I've highlighted a lot of passages here. So, you know, you said my top 100, and I've got like 10,000, so it's really hard.
Little did we know this would be simple for you.
I know, so easy. I will be the greatest jobs president God ever created. Oh, this is one of my personal favorites here. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
Okay, what was that from? This is
a Lincoln Day speech on political lobbying in 2015.
Okay, this is going to be kind of like Scrabble, where I got to call you on that one. We're getting the dictionary for this. No, hold on. We're not moving on until we get this fixed.
Okay.
Because what was that from? I'm going to try to pull a clip if I can.
His Lincoln Day speech on political lobbying in 2015.
Read that again. And if you can, try to do your best Donald Trump impression.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
I don't think I have to say this. That is clearly taken out of context. I don't know what the context could possibly be. Okay, what do you think the context for that is?
I don't know. He never actually says anything substantial. I don't know what I think. He's like a hypnotist. Like he says blue to blue to blue, and in conservatives' mind, they're like, yes, he has spoken.
I would like to think somebody asked him what one of his favorite childhood memories was, and he talked about his favorite pinball game and made the sounds that the pinball game made.
People like me from previous months, okay? Total control. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. You know what that is, right?
Apparently in Las Vegas in 2011, he said, listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25% when talking about China. So...
I know people give him such shit, but I really wish that happened more often with him on TV. He just walked out and just started, listen, motherfuckers, and just started ripping into CNN and all the people he hates. I just want to see him go on this just curse-laced tirade where he just cusses out Don Lemon and all these other people. Oh my God.
Let's see. In 1991, in an Esquire interview, he said, you know, it doesn't really matter what the media write as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of ass. Can't forget what he said about Ariana Huff on Twitter in 2012. At Ariana Huff is unattractive both inside and out. I fully understand why her former husband left her for a man. He made a good decision.
Again, I am not into anal. He just wants to reiterate that quote from the Howard Stern show.
His feelings on pageants. Nobody cares about the talent in beauty pageants. There's only one talent you care about, and that's the look talent. You don't give a shit if a girl can play a violin like the greatest violinist in the world. You want to know what she looks like. What does she look like? Yes.
Well, I gotta say, as far as the beauty pageants go, I really don't think the talent part really plays into. All they really need to do is just walk out in a gown, walk out in a bathing suit, walk out in street clothes, and you just say, okay, you saw them 3 different ways. Yeah. Does anybody ever win Miss America because she answered the world peace question brilliantly? Or
no idea.
Or she did play an excellent violin. They were like, holy shit.
She is amazeballs.
I know she's a 3. But
let's not
violin.
forget this wisdom from the Howard Stern show. A person who is very flat-chested is very hard to be a 10. Those are the inspiring words that will be engraved on his monument in Washington.
I remember that being one of his quotes, and I have to disagree with that because I'm way more of an ass man than anything. Mm-hmm. So to me, that doesn't mean
make a
anything.
Difference, yeah. With the proper woman, you don't need Viagra, so suck it, limp dicks.
Oh, my God. Again, I want to know what the context of that is.
He didn't say suck it, limp dicks. I added that. He just said that with the proper woman, you don't need Viagra.
I wish I could interview this guy and follow up some of these.
You mean the president of the United States?
Is he?
Yeah, okay. This is
I don't know who people
Joe
are.
Schmo asshole that does some YouTube. This is our fucking president.
I don't know. I can reach out to him. What would you do if Donald Trump came on my podcast? He was on for like a half an hour to an hour, just commenting on this week's Dumbass of the Year, answering questions from last week's
You
guest.
might be able to get him to do it. If you were like, at Donald Trump on Twitter, I dare you to come on my podcast, you'd be like, or you're a big pussy. He'd be like, nobody calls me a pussy. And he'd probably...
Tweet me back if you can with those small-ass hands.
Trump on family. I want 5 children like in my own family, because with 5, then I know one of them will be guaranteed to turn out like me. God help us.
Okay.
He's just using women as cloning machines. He's just banging them till somebody spits out one just like him.
We need to take another aside now. Is that a scientific fact where 1 out of 5 of your children will be exactly like you? It's just...
I don't think so. I
You're
don't
saying,
think there's any date on that, but that...
Are you saying that might be an alternative fact?
He has been inspirational, like to Miley Cyrus. He said, Miley, don't let them get you down. They're all jealous. So... I love Neil Young, and he loves me. We have a great relationship. I doubt that. I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke.
Oh my God, I'm so glad
Larry
we did
King
this.
on air in 1989, he said, do you mind if I sit back a little? Because your breath is very bad. It really
Oh,
is.
no shit.
Yes.
He said that to Larry King.
Larry King on live in 1989.
He said it to Larry King.
Yes.
Oh, that's
on
awesome.
air. In
Oh my
1989.
God. That is great.
In 1993, on the Howard Stern show, he told everyone, you may get AIDS by kissing. I think by 1993, we'd pretty much ruled that one out. But good try.
I was really worried this was going to turn way too political, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to use it. This is great. I actually stopped counting.
I know, I was just wondering. I'm like, where...
This actually turned into not a punishment at all.
I
This
know.
is just fun. I really want him to be a
I
guest
love
now.
this one about in 2005 on Larry King Live, which I mean, he asked him back after he called him out for his bad breath. We literally have never had an argument. Forget about the word fight. We never even had an argument. That's with his wife Melania, and that's interesting because I mean, imagine he'd have to talk to her. That's probably like the whole hiccup. When you see them together, you're like, you are such an asshole. Like, he doesn't. He's always walking like 2 feet in front of her. Like, you know, he doesn't even know if she's with him. He's like, whatever. She'll follow behind. Like, she's this fucking dog. Like, come on. Did you see the one where he got off the plane and walked to the car and she was a couple feet behind him? And when she went to get in the car, he made her get out and walk around. Like, they show her. They show her you can't see
So
her anymore.
awesome.
Can you assume she's getting in the car? No. Then she gets out and walks around to the other door.
You know what would be even better? Is if she walked 2 feet in front of him with a broom and just swept a path.
Yeah, I know.
Just
For
so-
flower petals and stuff.
That would be great.
Oh my God.
Get on it, Melania.
We want to keep going?
Yeah, I think we probably are maybe around 70 or so.
Okay. I got time. Hold on, I gotta flip through this book. We go to his inspirational section. If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America?
Oh, suck on that. Oh my God. You know what? I don't know if I told you this or not. I made a side-by-side thing. It was up on Twitter for a while because I saw a picture of Hillary and she looked like Cruella de Vil. Mm-hmm. And I put a side-by-side thing of Hillary and Cruella. And I titled it Cruella de Hill. And I thought it was so funny. I forget what she was wearing, but it was very Cruella de Vil like. It was
I remember
bizarre.
seeing that on your...
Whatever it was really really had to hit me pretty hard because I don't really go around thinking about 101 Dalmatians very often.
What? I think about it all the time.
So it unearthed something in me that was deep rooted.
I am also honored to have the greatest temperament that anybody has. I love that one. I remember when he gave that speech, and I was like, oh, yeah, you are so right.
That is one thing that I do love about him, is he is so thin-skinned that finally I can look at somebody and say, yeah, they're more thin-skinned than I am.
Yeah, I know.
And look what they've accomplished.
Tiny children are not horses. I'm glad that he...
Okay, where do you say that?
I don't know. It doesn't get the source on it. So I guess we'll have to take one back, although it's pretty awesome.
Tiny children are not horses.
Yes. So in case you were wondering.
That one's kind of hard to believe without much context to it.
His classic, I always wanted to get the Purple Heart. This was so much easier. So, in other words, kids, no reason to join the military. Just run for president.
I remember that. That was pretty shocking.
I've had a flawless campaign. You'll be writing books about this campaign. Yeah. Yeah. I alone can fix it.
It was pretty flawless.
Yeah. I think I am actually humble. I think I'm much more humble than you would understand. It only would have been better if he would have summed it up like, I'm the best at being humble.
I'm probably the most humble person.
Yeah, I know. Even brags about how humble he is. At a campaign rally, he said, look at my African-American over here. Is that yours, the one you keep? Did you bring him with you? It's better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep. I don't necessarily agree with that. Yeah. I think I take 100 sheep years over one day as a lion.
Yeah, unless it's some weird thing where cat days are like dog years. Lion years are like 1,000 sheep years. Or lion days.
Yep.
You might have something like that.
Yeah, when he said he could stand on Fifth Avenue and shoot people and not lose any voters. And what's sad is that shit has actually become true. Like, all of this shit that they can pull from interview after interview of just stupid, ridiculous shit that he says, and people are like, oh, well, that's not, he really mean it. Yeah, okay. What the fuck?
See, I knew that this one question could be the entire episode.
Yeah.
And after so many people complained about your question, I thought this would be a good time. The favorite response I ever got was when you asked Kenny 17 things that made him happy, and the 17th was ending this fucking show.
That makes me happy. Oh, this is easy. Ending this fucking call makes me happy.
Well, I want to thank you for being my guest on the show today.
Fuck.
I'm the Ernest Hemingway of 140 characters.
When was that?
Damn it. It won't give me the...
Would you agree or disagree that he's the Ernest Hemingway of 140 characters?
I'm going to disagree. I mean...
That's a hard no?
Yeah, that's a hard no. I mean, Ernest Hemingway was an artist of words. Donald Trump just says thing that upsets people, so he gets a reaction. It's not the same thing.
Okay. Okay, well, I think we'll end on that note. I don't think that we've deterred you from doing anything now that this episode is over. This may not have been as much of a punishment as it was just a good time. Hopefully people listening think the same thing. It was a lot of fun for me. I hope you had fun too.
Yeah.
Everybody just keep spreading the word and let people know about the show. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.